up, all my dorks, nerds, geeks, and gamers? It's your host Ghost here, and you're watching a brand new episode of Dorks in Movie Minute. Today we're going to be talking about the movie The Many Saints of Newark, the Sopranos movie. I have actually never seen a Sopranos episode in my life before watching this movie. I have seen bits and pieces from my parents watching it. They are big Sopranos fans. And so I have seen bits and pieces of the storyline of Tony Soprano, who he is, enough to know of a character of who he is. He's kind of the tough guy, but he has a deeper backstory. And in this movie, we get to see that backstory, not just with him, first off, before I start, this will have spoilers for the Sopranos series. This movie does deal with a death of a main character in that series, and it happens within the first 5 minutes, so there's no getting around it. There is going to be a spoiler, guys. So yeah, starting right off right here, spoiler warning, here we go. So this movie follows Moltisanti after he died in the main series, and he's kind of telling this story as a dead man, as a ghost, about Tony Soprano, and he's the guy that will eventually kill me. So it's kind of from his perspective. That's the one thing of this movie I did not like. That is the only thing. To have the perspective from a dead man in this grounded Sopranos world, it kind of took me out of the picture right off the bat, right away. And I was like, oh, I do not like this. I don't like when they try to make dead characters come back and give exposition for things they weren't there to see. So yeah, they kind of did that here. I did not enjoy it. But then we cut back to the past and we follow Dick Moltisanti, who is his father, which is cool. So then after that we're done with the dead men talk to the end of the movie to kind of, I guess that's kind of the package that ties this thing together. Even though I don't think it really works the way they think it works, but that's just my opinion. But then we follow Dick Moltisanti and him as he's struggling with his father, who's abusive, and he's abusive to his wife. He ends up killing his father and stealing his wife, and then kind of from there, to getting the Sopranos power-hungry storyline that starts in all the Sopranos storylines. He becomes power-hungry. He wants more and more. He gets involved with the wrong people. The Summer of Love is going on. So they're teaming up with these African-American gangs on top of the mafia being there. So all these different gangs are working against each other, for each other. It's a stab-your-back, dog-eat-dog world out there in the Sopranos world. So very much we get to see a lot of that as well. So that's cool to see. We also get to see Tony's father a bit more, played by the guy that played the Punisher. I can't remember his name, Frank Grillo or something. I don't remember his name. But he played the Punisher in the Punisher series in 2018-19. But yeah, he also played Shane in The Walking Dead. He's playing Tony Soprano's father. I thought his father, from watching the series, would be more abusive. He's slightly mentally abusive, slightly physically abusive. But I gotta tell you guys, he is not what I pictured when you see Tony Soprano grow up. And that's the other thing I really enjoyed about this movie as well, is seeing that Tony Soprano was actually a good kid. He actually stood for the right things, and he had a smart mind. He's actually really, really smart. He's got a very strong IQ. So he really could have done anything he wanted to. And it was this kind of path of his uncles and his leaders in his life all being tied up in this mafia business. That he really didn't have an avenue to go to besides that, and that's kind of the way he sees it, but no one else in his life sees it that way, so they all kind of push him away, not knowing that they're pushing him towards being a mafia man, and not away from being a mafia man. So it's a very cool dynamic to see Tony Soprano kind of grow up that way, and the way he interacts with his uncles and with his father, that's also cool as well. And not only to see that, but to see the dynamic of people have been stabbing each other in the back in this universe since the beginning of the story started, before Tony even got involved. So that's cool to see as well, with the brothers turning on each other and turning each other in, putting hits on each other, eventually leading to the death of Dickie Moltisanti, thus leading into the Sopranos TV series, thus showing how Tony Soprano got the drive he needed to be the mafia man he is in the Sopranos. So yeah, it's a very good movie. I enjoyed every bit of it. I love these mafioso style movies. I like the twists and turns they put in there, and the one reason I love these movies is because you can't trust anybody, and they definitely played that to full effect here. Also, the blood and gore scenes are amazing. They have this awesome scene with a tire rotator, or the thing that takes the lug nuts off a tire. Oh, and they put it in this guy's mouth, and they just go, and you can hear all the teeth clinking against it. It is terrible, but it is awesome, and it is something I haven't seen in a mafia movie ever, so that's cool to see as well. But yeah, great movie. I love this movie. I give this one a 10 out of 10. Minus that one flaw with the storyline being told from a dead person's perspective. I did not enjoy that at all. I never enjoy that when movies do that. But yeah, so I give this one a 10 out of 10. Great movie, a perfect movie, almost perfect movie. I really enjoyed it. It was very fun, and the fact that I didn't have to pay money to see it makes it even sweeter, just to be tacked on to HBO Max, so that's cool as well. But let me know down below what you guys thought of The Many Saints of Newark. Did you guys enjoy this movie or not? Make sure you like, subscribe, or share. And until next time, guys, I've been your host, Ghost. Adios.